saying hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of our weekly Catalyst meditation. Welcome to those who are with us now, and those who will be coming at the bottom of the hour just for the just for the meditation itself, because that's what time frame they have. Um, I am going to talk about our topic today, and that is making yourself de deception proof. Say that 5 times fast. Um, in a lot of my talks, I talk about um, the fact that it's hard to lie to me. Um, it's not hard to lie about what you're keeping from me, but it's hard it's hard to say that I'm telling the truth and I know you're not. Now, I don't call people out on that because it's a waste of time. Um, Most of the time, if you call out someone's lie, you get another lie, either more sophisticated or less sophisticated. And um, I was uh, at a store a couple of years ago, and I had taken my electric bike to the store and locked it up properly, and came out of the store, and there's a guy near my bike um, who was checking it out to steal it, and I came up behind him um, and said something like, "Did you find everything?" And he looked at me and looked at the bike and looked back at me. Um, I don't look like a typical electric bike user. And he started launching in on, he was trying to check out the features of my bike, or this is like one that he had lost recently, and I just said, why are you bothering? Why bother? And he just turned around and walked away. Um, and um, that was a personal incident, but the number of lies that float through our society and the number of parties, the number of people who make their profession lying to you um, is astronomical. Um, the more you are able to detect them, the better you are in detecting the next crop that comes through. And there's a way to do that. And I'm not going to go through this today because I don't want to spend, I've got exactly 20 minutes here to talk about this. Um, but we may do a whole session on what truth means, what truth is, and how do we build a society of truth. Um, that was Gandhi's intention, and that was Gandhi's goal, and I think that's should be ours also. Um, but I do want to go through some of it because it's such a prevalent issue. And toward the end, right now, today, I want to talk to you about what we're going to do about that, how we are going to address that. Um, the one thing that is the thing that can make you deception proof, or at least deception resistant, has to do with the issue of fear. Most of the time, people who lie and people who are being lied to are uh, engaged in something that generates fear for them, for the other, for both. And our ability to be straight with people, straight in our hearts with people, has to do with how afraid, how fear choked our hearts are. And if I'm experiencing fear from on some subject, okay, um, I would, and believe me, um, e- every time I see that there's fear in my life, I try to address it, but the fear can come cloaked in almost anything. And therefore, I have to keep looking at, is this a situation where I'm afraid? Is this a situation where I am saying and or doing something that is less than the truth? So, um, um, so the first level of fear um, is, what am I afraid of? I mean, the first level of my own deception and my ability to be deceived is, um, what am I willing um, to be fearful over? What am I afraid that I'm afraid of? um, uh, and what are the subjects that generate fear? One of our primary subjects is our fear of looking bad. And that is a fear around image identity, around surface level identity. Um, I weigh 236 pounds. Um, I'd like to say I weighed 210 pounds, but I'd be lying to you. And why would I do that? Well, I would try, okay, why would I want to project an image where I am lighter in weight than I am? I want to be more desirable to the opposite sex. I want to be um, uh, thought of as healthier and stronger than I actually am. I have these images in my mind, and then I project them out onto other people. Like, y'all are thinking that I'm too fat, so I'm going to uh, reduce those numbers, or as our president does, increase his height numbers, as though there's something wrong with being 6 feet tall. Um, and he's got to be 6'3". And then you do the external lying, which means I'm going to put lifts in my shoes. I'm going to um, wear certain kinds of clothes. I'm going to um, bribe my doctor into saying things that are not true. It's like, how do you keep that up once you have made the decision to lie? Now, our other than humans in our society are also um, it's not fair to other living beings to say other than humans. We have to, I'm talking about our corporate and governmental and um, uh, breaker entities that ask you questions, but don't care about the answer. Um, I would say that non-living entities can't compare, can't care about an answer. They can't care. They're not caring beings. They're not living beings. Um, and I have no compulsion whatsoever to say to them anything that I feel like, because there isn't a human being behind it to care about my answer. Um, and the question is, what, yeah, there may be consequences to me saying something other than the truth too. For example, a bureaucrat who's saying, has been said to me, um, 6 times or so, have you been to Cuba? I say, no, not me. And I just got, I just got off there's no boat to Cuba. I just got off the Cuba boat. And I would do that because they don't care about the answer. This came up just recently. How recently? I was about 6 months ago. Um, I'm getting of the age now that getting older is not a uh, I've faced kind of all the getting older stuff, and there are some perks to getting older, like at 75, you don't have to take your shoes off going through the airport. Well, I'm 74, and I don't want to take my shoes off anymore. And this and my threat status shouldn't change because one digit clicks around on my birth certificate. Um, and it has nothing to do with whether or not you're a senior citizen. As the very rude TSA people going through, what city was I going through? Baton Rouge. Let me know abundantly. Um, but one of them was very um, uh, was musing with me of the absurdity of the regulations. People who are obviously infirm, but only 60 years old, have to take their shoes off. But people who are completely healthy, etc., and they're 75 years old, they get to whisk right through. And the TSA agent said to me, he says, I don't care how old you are. If you say you are 75 and over, you get to go through. If you are 74 and under, take your shoes off. And I don't care how old you are. I just care what you say to me. And I said, okay, I'm 75 years old. And he says, okay, go right through. Um, and you are going to have to excuse me for a second. And I'm looking at a bird the size of a crow that's on my, I have power lines across the street. And it looks everything like a crow except it's blood red. Okay. I've never seen one of those before. Um, and now it's gone. So our challenge is, first of all, are we talking to a human being or any other living being that cares what the answer to the question is? With that, you, I am scrupulously honest. For me to say anything other than the truth as I know it, um, I can't imagine the reasons why I would do something like that. Someone's life would have to be in jeopardy. Um, um, my ego identity is not my life being in jeopardy. And I need to make that clear to myself first, and then to all others second. And so I've had people say, well, I don't believe you. Okay. I have absolutely no responsibility whatsoever to get you to believe anything that you don't want to believe. Um, and that's another issue. I've said this about the Bill Clinton affair, about him lying about his affair with Monica Lewinsky. Um, and if I were him, in the state of mind that I am now, I would have called a press conference. I would have looked into the camera and I would have said, whether or not I had an affair with that woman is none of your business. And that's the truth. And I would have stuck with that. It's like you can do all the investigating you want, you can come up with anything you want. And even if you come up with the relationship, it doesn't change the fact that it's none of your business. Um, it's Hillary's business. It's my daughter's business. It's um, the person I'm having an affair with. But it is simply nothing to do with my job as president of the United States. Um, I've said that to people before under circumstances nothing like this the Clinton affair. Um, and I've been sorely tempted to in other circumstances where I am someone is perpetrating a lie and that requires me to say something that I don't want to say. I don't say it. And it doesn't mean I don't churn inside because I'm not straightening that person out and telling the truth and making them understand all that stuff. But at the bottom line, both of these things is true. If I can't say, if I don't want to say yes or no, I can say it's none of your business. Um, But one of I have no idea how we hit this time warp right in the middle of what I'm talking about, and my time evaporates. So now let me get to the next thing. Um, uh, this- Let me leave you with, if you have any conflicts inside of you that interfere with your relationships with one or more human beings, or even one or more other beings. Um, um, you should clear them up. You have a duty to yourself to clear them up. Um, that may mean clearing them up in 3D, meaning you need to confront people you need to confront, or you need to make amends with people you need to make amends to, on the one hand. On the other hand, you may need to do all that stuff inside yourself, especially when enough time has gone by and other people have passed on or passed out of your life or whatever. You still need to get that stuff clear because it interferes with who you are. It's like walking around with your hand over there and trying to talk and not being understood. I hope you all got that. I'll see what the Fireflies note taker makes of that. Um, but the other side of it is, how do we build a deception-free society when we've got actors who make billions and billions of dollars based on lying to you, who make billions of dollars based on making you feel like what you are not? I had an intern some years ago, and we had to go to somebody's office and meet with them. And so here in Portland. And so we did. And um, we went into their waiting room, and they had a typical office with typical magazines on the table. And she picks up this woman's magazine and she starts flipping through it. And I said casually, that stuff will rot your brain. Okay, not that I'm being judgmental or anything like that. So so she says, "Oh yeah, I don't. The only time I pay attention to that kind of this kind of thing is when I see it in somebody's waiting room." And so she keeps thumbing through it, and then she says reflectively, she says, "You know, when I do this, when I go through these kinds of magazines, I always feel bad about myself." And it's like, okay, so now you know why they're lying to you and what they want you to feel bad about yourself, and they want you to buy whatever overpriced creams or waters or whatever they're trying to sell in an attempt for you to feel like the women in that magazine look. And once you know that, you can take a step back and you can do things differently. Um, I'm not taking a step back from anything because I'm not nearly, I'm just going to go through the end of my outline here. So Madison Avenue, they exist to lie to you. Wall Street exists to lie to you. Both political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, exist to lie to you. Now, the fact that you make a choice to not believe what one side says and to believe wholeheartedly what the other side says does not change the fact that they're lying to you. It's how they gain power. I can go through that more in depth when we get to our discussion part, or you know it right now, and you can act accordingly. Um, Neither party is clean, which is why we have a society that's not clean. And that's why we have to do some things differently. So here's 5 things that you have to do and that we will be doing next month. Um, First thing is practice saying the truth. Um, Start with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Okay. Um, when you get on the scale and you watch the numbers going round and round and round, wherever it stops, just say it out loud. I'm 238 pounds. That's the truth based on that scale. Somebody rigged my scale. Um, Practice seeing the truth. Now, if you have done anything on these so-called social media programs like Facebook, YouTube, etc., you have been lied to. Now, once you start seeing and calling out loud the easy ones, it makes it easier and easier for you to see the more deceptive ones. If we have time in our discussion phase, I'll show you a couple of lies. Some of them absolutely blatant, and some of them I sat and watched this video for like 3 or 4 minutes before I realized that the person talking to me was not a person. Um, and that's when I get angry. Um, um, okay, I was 2. 3, practice listening to the other people that you would not normally listen to. Listen for falsehoods, but listen to where they're telling the truth. It's good practice so that you can hear this with um, someone you may have more trust with. Um, practice seeing your own self-deceptions. That's hard. How are you not being honest with yourself? And then how are you being less than fully honest with someone else? And then the last one I'll talk about right now is, I'm not going to talk about right now, is practicing our salt march. We're going to be doing something, we meaning Common Way, and those of you who choose to do so, will be doing something that will increase the level of authenticity in our entire society, and we're going to feel really good about doing it while we're doing it. And we're going to be encouraging all of our friends to do it. And we're going to actually try to have an impact on society. But I can't say any more about that right now because we are about to switch gears into our Catalyst meditation. We can wind up talking about a number of things right now. Um, and Angie is champing at the bit. She's not waiting for me to line up anything. She's just
Well, I wanted to mention.
yeah. So September, like what, 2 weeks, 2 Saturdays from now, we here in Portland will be gathering to um, watch a movie together and discuss it if we want to. But the idea is that we don't need to do anything. We are choosing to move our gathering into direct 3D connection with each other. As you know, we're all over this country, and sometimes we're actually in other countries, and um, we're all over the place. So we're trying to get ourselves um, located a few times a month, maybe more as more of us are here. Um, and just the idea of, like, just get together, watch a movie of our choice, and maybe, just maybe, eat some popcorn. Angie has graciously offered a 5-course meal for all of us, all the folks in the Portland area. And yeah, we're the Portland group could turn into like 50 or 60 people now. Yeah. So um
Well, gee, I remember saying bring your own favorite snack,
okay, right. Same thing. The um And I'm encouraging those of you who are not in the Portland area to set up a gathering of your own. Get 2 or 3 friends together. Um, look at the same movie. Like, so I'll let you know in addition early which movie we're going to be watching. Um, look at the same movie, eat the same popcorn, have a discussion of it. The purpose of this is not to come to some resolution and have a 5-point program based on this movie. The purpose of it is for us to act like human beings toward each other, and to get a feel for what it's like for us to be connected to one another. I got more to say about that, but Karen's got her hand up. Got her golden hand up, and so she's about to say something.
Well, that sounds cool to about the movie night. And I was going to go back to the topic you talked about. And you were, in terms of like building a deception-free society, you know, I'm wondering if, just some basic education on what, how some of these uh what it is people are doing. I don't know. Well, I know for me, initially when Trump started becoming on the scene. It wasn't until I had watched something and saw what actually happened, and then later heard words that did not go along with what I had seen, that started to break that down for me. But the fact that, what gaslighting is and what, different things that are there, or even, I mean, I had a work situation where somebody was verbally abusive to me, and I did not know what that was because I hadn't ever experienced it, and I didn't have anything, I hadn't had any background in being exposed to those kind of things, or to recognize that that's what was going on. But then once I did, it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, and it doesn't feel good. Yeah, right. Yeah. And what do you do in that situation? If you don't mind, I'm going to show you something that got me incensed. Also, well, not incensed. Um, it's not just that someone is lying to you. Because if you've ever seen in your entire life a Hollywood movie, there are people lying to you. Everybody on the screen is lying to you. The dialogue, the images, um, the people who can actually change the pattern of their own speaking, so they can go from English to American to Russian. They can look like they're Russian, but it's only because they're practicing to do that. And we pay our $5 or whatever movies cost nowadays. I don't go in there. I like my own popcorn. Um, but yeah, we go in there, and for 2 hours we are saying, "Here's my ticket, lie to me." And then when they finish lying to me, we applaud and we walk out. The lies that I've got the problem with are the ones that are parading around as the truth. And I'll give you a couple of examples of that when after I we look at Becky's golden hand and what's lying behind it.
Yeah, one of the things that occurred to me during the meditation was another fear to add to the list, of just generally being afraid of things changing, things being different.
Mhm.
So you're like denying what is right in front of you. And instead of embracing it and feeling like, oh, I've got some agency here, I can steer a bit. Instead, it's like, no, 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 I no, don't want this. I want things to just be as they were, or as I'm deluding myself to think as they were.
Mhm.
And I think that's a big part of what is being played up by the media, because they're like, yeah, we know people have a tendency to do that, and we're really taking advantage of it.
Yes, and the way certain things are being slammed at us, like AI. Um, they're coming to take over everything. They're going to ruin your family. So you better get on the bandwagon and be in the lead of this, because they're going to come anyway. They're going to take over your house. They're going to burn your house down. And we need to, as you said, recognize that we have agency as individuals. We have a lot more when we come together holonically and start changing the consciousness around these things. So let me show you one that I find that, okay, so this is not, I, I'm not saying this as a problem. This is how things should be. And I think you can see this now, and I'm going to hit play. Um, this is an AI creation by a person who is doing AI art. Now, the reason I can say that is down here where her name is, it says Kelly Bosch AI art. So from the very beginning, you know what this is, okay? Um, she actually gives the name of the program she uses to generate this stuff, which I think, well, some people don't like this. I think this is really imaginative. So in the top um, comment, um, I made these using MidJourney and Keyframe, and um, she talks about her creative process, and this gets thumbs up from me, okay, because she's claiming what it is. Um, Here's a different one, same artist. Now this is a little bit different because it's got music attached to it, and I'm going to turn the music off so I can talk. It's got humanoid features, and it's got um, anthropomorphic um, and animalistic fantasy beings there. But from the very, very beginning, she says this is AI's surreal fairy tale. So you get the notion that this is AI, that it's surreal, and that it's fairy tale. Okay. So she gets another thumbs up from me because she is being honest about what she is doing. And actually, there are a number of people who watch her stuff, and I'm one of them. And um, okay, so that's second level. Um, First is completely abstract. Second level is something where um, we this is not a person. This is an AI creation as much as the multicolored yarn elephant is. However, that's what we we've got. Third one. I'll skip that one. I'll skip that one. This is someone who does very, very realistic animals who are doing very, very unrealistically bad relationship advice. So he's got his microphone and he's interviewing this hyena, and it's funny, but I will spare you it. But he says right in the description, these are AI animals. Um, he says uh, in his um, well, he doesn't say in the description, but he says right in his title that you know this is AI. And let's go to my prime offender. I wanted to learn how to build muscle even at 80, so I turned on um, this woman whose name is Dr. Evelyn Grace. You see it right down here. Um, right down here. And I'm going to pause her for a second. I'm going to reduce her down to normal speed. And I'm going to start her from the very beginning. And I'm going to turn her sound up too.
than a dozen eggs that can help rebuild your muscles even at 70. That's right. You don't need protein powders, expensive shakes, or a carton of eggs every day to stay strong. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 underrated affordable foods that quietly repair muscle tissue, reduce inflammation, and help you fight age-related muscle loss, better known as sarcopenia. Some of these are already sitting in your kitchen.
Now, I watched this for 3 minutes before I realized that that is AI. This woman does not exist. This is not modeled on someone. This is someone who went to a catalog. You go there are AI programs that do. Went there. She liked this one. She matched it with a voice that he or she or they. This could be a whole committee behind this, and they created this. Now, if you look in the description, there's nothing that indicates that this is AI. If you look in who did this, it looks like this was done by someone, that this is Dr. Evelyn Grace, who went to some medical school or another, and she's sitting there giving you advice. And because she has a very reasonable tone of voice, she's looking directly into the camera. She looks like she knows what she's talking about. She's looking like this, I'm a trustworthy person, and all of that, every single bit of that, including her hairdo, is a lie. Now, if you look at, okay, she's got 11,000 subscribers, close to 200,000 views, and that's just over 13 days. And if you look at all the comments that are made in here, thank you, Dr. Grace, etc. And there are a few comments sprinkled in there like, "Isn't this AI? Is this real?" And um, um, the one of the ways you can tell is, I'm going to turn her voice back off. Speed it up. We're going to speed it up to 2 times normal. And you start recognizing some patterns. And one of the patterns is her hands and her arms never, ever move over 20 minutes. She doesn't scratch. She doesn't move. She doesn't fidget. It's all right there. The other thing, and this is pretty subtle, stop. This part of her head kind of detaches. It doesn't detach. It's just actually her brain just gets bigger, and this part of her head goes up, and nothing else about her changes. So it's almost like she's got a brain swelling or something. But it's so subtle. You've got to speed it up to 2 times the speed in order to see something like this. And this is deeply, deeply offensive. And there's something we're going to do about it. And what we're going to do about it, and I'm working this out real time. My hands move. um, is I am starting to vote these down. So you've got the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Hit the thumbs down and then put in a comment that says, "I hit the thumbs down because this is AI and it doesn't say that it's AI." Until you say that this is AI generated, you will get thumbs down regardless of content, because her content's great. Yeah, I wrote everything down that she said that I should be eating. I'm eating most of it now anyway. Um, so the issue isn't content. The issue is that you're lying to me as in the delivery of this content. How can I believe anything you say? if you are lying to me about the identity of who you are. There's another one. I don't know if I can find it between now and we get off the line here, but I really like it. I am big on it, and you'll see why. Okay. Any other comments or questions about this? I mean, this this is what I just showed you as a spectrum, starting from Kelly Bosch's completely abstract artwork to this, which is someone I actually have to remove her image from my screen here because she's just lying to me, and I don't like being lied to. No, I'm sorry, I don't like being lied to by a computer, and I don't like being lied to that blatantly. Um, but you should know that if they can do something like this, um, I they can lie about anything and anyone, including me. And I've been not with AI, but I've been the subject of political lying. And I'm going to stop and see if there are any other questions. Karen, I think see your microphone's on. Angie's going to keep hers off, but I recognized her hand going up until you are right there. We'll do Karen first and then Angie.
So your point on this one, because you think that the actual content is accurate,
Yeah. Yep.
and so the lie is how they put this thing together. You know, versus situations where and the content is not correct. Do you know what I mean?
Um, okay, so yes, I know what you mean.
Okay.
So you got two different issues. One is this content solid? Is it worthwhile? And I have that at a lower level than if you are lying to me about the delivery. And the reason for that is, uh, let's say that this was bought and paid for by the tobacco industry because they want you to start chewing tobacco. And so they're going to give you 5 or 6 of these um, positive ones. And then we just found all of these nutritional benefits from chewing tobacco. So you should start chewing tobacco. And you will have, you know, hours of time with Dr. Evelyn Grace, remember, who does not exist. Um, and you'll be more likely to follow her. If I get a notice that says eat more beef, and it's from the beef board, okay, okay, I expect that. But if you get something like vegetarians for beef, yeah, you you can be um, manipulated that way. Okay. Um, I have seen a number of commercials um, where people are selling products that are created by or backed by Elon Musk. And some of them are um, not indicating that they know or are endorsed by him. And some of them are like a picture of Musk shaking hands with the person who's doing the video. Now, for some of us, that would be an indicator to stay away from it. But for others of us, it's like, oh, he's the richest man in the world. He's doing this for our benefit, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yeah, I am not. I think that we have to look at both content and presentation. And we have to say, as we do this campaign that I'm going to be asking us to do in the middle of October, we have to say presentation matters, and regardless of your content, whether I like it or not, this is deceptive and you need to change your ways. So Angie, you are up next.
Well, I just want to say, for me, the first clue was her voice. You know, it's very kind of flat tonally. There's not a lot of variation. It didn't sound like a real voice to me. Energy just, it was energetically very flat and tonally flat. So even though it was a very good image and the image looked pretty real, the audio can, I'm not sure the audio can really be faked well, you know, by a machine. So that's kind of always the first clue. And I think, you know, I think what you're saying, I would agree with this. Is not so much that that particular one was manipulative, but it kind of opens the door for them to slip things in, especially subliminal things in.
Yes, indeedy. Yeah.
And that's kind of concerning, you know, in that respect, because yeah, it's sort of like, you know, first they start with something relatively benign and then what happens down the road, you know. So and I
And
think it should be very clearly labeled, you know.
yeah,
I would tend to agree with that just because for me that's almost an immediate, well, certainly immediate question and possibly an immediate invalidation,
yeah.
depending on what is said, you know. So
Okay. So yes, but as much as I may like something, as much as it may be obvious to certain people that this is AI, it may not be obvious to other people. And therefore, um, as Kelly Bosch does, label it with, yep, this is AI. Or as YouTube labels some of their content, this is synthetic or altered content. Okay, my flag is up. Thank you. And now I can watch it with that as a framework. So if I can share another, oh God, I'll leave you with a really fun one, but this is one of the worst I've seen. So we're in the Himalayas and we are looking at a snow leopard cub that's walking up to a group of human beings on a path in the Himalayas. A wild animal walking up and getting itself petted. Okay, so now it's leading them to its mother. Okay, hang on, go back a little bit. It's leading them to, okay, so here's the rescuers, and its mother is stuck on a ledge, like snow leopards can get stuck on a ledge. I mean, it's
right.
funny, but it's not. Okay. So so um so he's going to rappel down the side of the mountain, approach this absolutely wild animal that doesn't claw his face off and feed on his body, okay? And he's attaching a harness to the snow leopard. And it's just like, okay, I'll let you just kind of dangle me off the side of this cliff here. And oh my God, we have this touching scene of mother and cub, and all of these smiling non-human beings. There's not a single human being, not a single snow leopard, not this is all a lie. Okay. Now, the if you go, this was viewed 640,000 times, and there are 242 comments, and almost all the comments are, "Isn't this um, heart touching?" You know, the cub saves its mother. The people who do this are called wild rescue. Now, was this a wild rescue? I don't think so. Okay. So I'm gonna that put a very bad taste in my mouth. This is what if you're going to be doing falsehoods, this is how to do it, and this is where you get the thumbs up from me and not the thumbs down.
Here at the market. I sell fried food. Ecco qua. Buon appetito. What are you selling here? I sell the pettiest of purses. I sell tuxedos. I've got the Lloyd and the Harry. Da? Świeży towar. Yeah, they're a little spicy.
I sell information. What would you like to know?
But you can see that the last one was fun, and no one would think that anything that they see on that screen during that 3 minutes was real. If you do, you got other problems, and you're not going to be able to help us with this project. Um, and on the other hand, the one with the snow leopard, I am every time I see it, I think about all of the skill that goes into making something that is that wrong. And I also look at the comments of people like, oh, that was the brave little snow leopard kitten. And wasn't this heartwarming? And those people risked their lives for the mother. And I'm like, what about life don't you understand? Okay. Um, every year in our national parks, there are people who are mauled and killed by nature, by them trying to interact with the cute bears and the cute buffalo. Um, they actually have video, they video themselves getting out of their car and walking up to a buffalo and expecting to be petted, that it's okay to pet them, you know? And the number of tourists in Hawaii who die because they walk across the lava fields that are clearly labeled, don't walk across this field. Okay? Don't do this. And it's like, oh, that's for those other folks. I have these extra thick soles on my sneakers, so I should be able to make it, you know. Um Okay, I think it's time for us to wrap up. I am looking forward to next week, next Thursday morning, but also Thursday night, where we get to go deeper into our Catalyst meditation. And I'm looking at next Saturday, where we get to um, do a video, and I have no idea what the video is going to be, and I'm looking forward to you telling us what it's going to be, and off we go. Any other questions, comments, thoughts? I should have said, if anybody does want to fly into Portland and hang out with us on movie night, Angie will be glad to put you up. Yeah, she's she's just watching this thing expanding here. If she puts you up, she'll make you breakfast. Okay, wait. Before I commit more of Angie's resources, then
Thank you for volunteering me.
right, yes, it's called voluntold.